In this section where it says job title, leave that area blank. Then it will say education and professional qualifications. Put in the qualifications that apply to you. So here, if you've got a Bachelor of Science, for example, you'll put it in there. If it's a diploma, you'll put it in there. The place of study, put the name of the place, the city it's in and the country that it's in, the grade you received, and the year in which you obtained the qualification. If it's one, you'll put it in there. If there's another, you also put that in also. When it comes to relevant training courses attended, please leave that area blank. Where it says member of professional bodies, please check UK professional registration and license to practice required and applied for. Ask, are you currently the subject of a fitness to practice investigation or proceedings by a licensed regulatory body in the UK or in any other country? Applies to you, no. Just check no. Have you been removed from the register or have conditions or undertakings been made on your registration by a fitness to practice committee or the licensing or regulatory body in the UK or in any other country? If you haven't, just check no. If yes applies to you in any of these questions, please contact us before filling the form. In your current or any previous employment, have you had restrictions placed on your clinical practice as part of revalidation process? Check no, as it applies to you. If it's a yes, please let us know beforehand. If not, if this doesn't apply to you, just check no. Then employment history. Please leave these two questions blank. When it comes to your current, most recent employer, please put the month and year in which you started, the end date, the month and year in which it ended. Contract duration area, leave it blank. Now, many would have, for example, have just got their 12 months, their 1 year post-qualification. That's you've done your degree and for 12 months you've been working. Where it says start date, put in the month and the year. End date, put in the month and the year, but let it show there's been 1 year working. So here we see 04/2017. Really that should be 04/2017 to end date 04/2018. Please don't put 03/2018 because it makes it seem like you haven't been working for 1 year. So put in 04/2017 to 04/2018 so it's clear that you have had 1 year training. Put the employer name, put their full postal address, and their postcode and zip code if you know it. Type of business, leave it blank. Your name of your educational or clinical supervisor, put their name and their job title. Now, if you've been working for 1 year, put the name of the hospital where you're working. Now, you may have been on rotation and have worked at other hospitals, but just like we advise of your CV, where you started working first, use that hospital as your 1 year experience. And then over here, your clinical supervisor at that hospital, put their name there and their title. Then I'll ask your job title, where you were working. A nurse, you put down you're a nurse and the grade of nurse you were. So maybe you're a staff nurse, you'll put that in. Current basic salary, speciality, subspecialty, leave that blank. Current contract type, leave it blank. Reasons for leaving, leave it blank. Brief description of your duties and responsibilities, please put in a brief description of your roles, your responsibilities while working at the hospital. If you've had a previous employer before that, please put in your previous employer, filling it out as was previously explained in this section here. And the same with any other previous employers you may have had. If you've had any gaps in employment, please contact us and let us know. But follow the section over here and then fill it out. Now, when it comes to the gaps and employment area, you will need to have not been working for the past 6 months. If within the past 6 months you have been working, leave this area blank. I repeat, if within the past 6 months you have been working, leave this area blank. Now, references. On your CV, there would have been references on there. Please use those references here. So, in this case, it would be your employer. If it was your chief nursing officer, you'll put their surname, you'll put their first name. Now, if you've done your 1 year post-qualification or national service and you were on rotation, use the first hospital that you was working as and your clinical supervisor or reference from there, use that reference from that institution and then put it down as an employer reference. Or if you've worked somewhere and you've referenced it in your CV and your application, use a reference from one of the hospitals that has employed you previously. Where it says, can the referee be contacted prior to interview? Then you check yes. If you have a relationship with a reference that you have, maybe it's your sister, father, brother, please state it here. If there is no relationship, leave the area blank. The same here. Second reference, if it's educational, put it in. It's personal, as in it may be a minister or a pastor, put it down as personal. Or it could be someone with a standing in the community, like a business owner or a policeman. Could use that as a personal reference. Or if it's someone else from a place where you've been employed previously, check as is appropriate to this reference. Filling out the details as outlined previously. If there is a relationship, please state it. If you know the postcode and the zip code, please put that in. Also put in their job title, and where it asks, can the referee be contacted prior to interview? Check yes. And if you have a third reference, please also fill out the same. Also the countries that the person is in, please mention the country. Now, supporting information. On the files on the website, you would have seen there would have been a link that refers to the roles and skills needed for the position you're applying for. Check that link, click it, read through it. It will talk about the kind of skills needed, the roles involved, and that's very helpful when it comes to the supporting information. Because here in this section, in the blue area here, it says, in this section, you need to demonstrate that you've read the published person specification and how you meet the essential and, where relevant, desirable criteria for this particular post. Now you would have read that section on the site, you'll be able to talk about yourself and how you'll meet that role, and how your past experiences show that you'll be able to meet it, what your ambitions are, in being able to get better at it. You would have that information. Please write it here when it comes to writing about the supporting information section. Then it comes to additional personal information. Where it asks preferred employment type, check full-time. And where it asks, where did you see this vacancy advertised? Check other. No, it will ask your date of birth, your gender. Please answer these questions as it applies to you. Ethnic origin, if you're from an African country, for example, you will check Black African, or wherever it is that applies to you. If you're in one of the Indian countries, then Asian Indian would apply to you, but as applies to you, please check that option. Or ask on religion or beliefs, please answer as it applies to you, and so on. Here it asks, under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act 1974, it asks, are you currently bound over or do you have current unspent convictions or cautions, including reprimands or warnings, that have been issued by a court or court-martial in the United Kingdom or in any other country? Please check as it applies to you. If it's no, check no. If it is yes, please contact us before filling out the form. And as so with the other questions here. Check no, but if yes does apply to you, please contact us before filling out the form. Now here it says relationships. If you are related to a director or have a relationship with a director or employee of an appointing organization, please state the relationship. So with the employer that's interviewing you in the UK, if you have a relationship with anyone that works at that hospital, then please state it here. If you do not, leave the area blank. Then it comes here to declaration. If you agree this declaration over here, sign this area, put your name here, and then date accordingly. Please print this application form out, fill it out with a pen, and scan it as one document. Thank you.